over how to actually book more high ticket sales and conversations. And okay, so here's the thing. Most hairdressers, when somebody reaches out to them, are getting questions like, how much do extensions cost? When can I come in? And you guys are like just powering them like the leads, or you're just like, oh, it's between this much and this much. And that is repelling your calendar. So we're going to go over how to fill your calendar with qualified consults using human psychology. So I'm going to read through this, and then I'm going to go over what the GPT bots look like and how to use them and how you can access more support. Okay. So the reality is you're asking for the consultation too early. It feels logical. They've reached out to you. They say, I want to book, but it actually repels when you go, yeah, here's my link. You have not built the emotional autonomy yet with this person. Okay. So even if they get a book, like a whiff of pressure, they're going to feel like you, and then they're going to ghost. Okay. So we're going to use what's called the APQ framework. This is a sales approach that feels nothing like sales. It has been an absolute game changer in my business, and I believe it will be in yours too. Okay. Now, if you don't know who Jeremy Miner is, I suggest you go follow him on TikTok. He is basically the person who developed this. But essentially, APQ stands for awareness, problem, qualification. And when I say awareness, it also is like acknowledge. Because you want to like acknowledge that person's like pain point, right? And then you want to qualify them. Okay. So here's how it's going to work in the DM. Awareness. Ask a smart, emotionally intelligent question to get them talking, not just yes or no. Problem. Guide them into articulating their pain or frustration clearly in their words, not yours. Okay. So you're basically like asking it, and then you're repeating it back to them to make sure that you understand what they're actually saying. And you're guiding the conversation by letting them reaffirm their own problem or pain point. Qualification, ask contact-based questions that help you to assess whether they're a real candidate, and let them feel led by a pro. Once you've done that, booking becomes a no-brainer because you've shown them that you get it better than anyone else. So why you should be using a GPT conversation bot and not a generic one, okay? And I'm going to go through this. First, it's going to save you so much time. Don't just go into ChatGPT and start using ChatGPT and being like, help me answer these concepts. You will not get the same result. I'm going to tell you that. But the thing is that you are wasting hours a week rewriting the same message, that message that's not even converting, saying it's slightly different, but still not getting results. Your own trained GPT bot that I've trained for you will be able to speak in your tone. It will be calm, confident. It's not going to do any like fluffy stuff. It's going to create a response based from a screenshot. So when a person is sending you messages, you can literally screenshot it, throw it in the GPT, and it's going to come up with stuff for you. It'll ask your best discovery questions on autopilot. It'll handle objections the way that you would. I'm going to add this into the sheet right here. It's not going to have like that emotional mindset issue. Won't have. Okay. It's not going to have these challenges like you do. And I don't care who you are. You still have limiting beliefs. Okay. It's always going to lead towards a consult, but it's never going to push. And basically it's going to ask like a series of questions till it gets to the point where it's confident that that person is going to go. Okay. So what it's not a generic chatbot. It's not an autoresponder. It's not a lifeless AI that ruins your voice. And if you are here inside of our hair startup system, the link to this GPT is going to actually be in the description for you to access. If you are not a part of our hair startup system and you want the GPT, or you want to be a part of the hair startup program, send me a message. We can have a conversation as to what that looks like. But this is a custom trained assistant that mirrors your style that I made for you. Okay. It will be able to recreate your tone, your client psychology, and it will book better than most humans do. I use this specifically in my own salon because I'm busy. I don't have time to be like thinking about what I actually need to say. So I literally use my own trained GPT bot. Okay. It's going to start every conversation with permission. And whether you're using a GPT bot or not, I really recommend you get permission before you start like asking questions. So like instead of going, hey, you want to book a consult? Really things like you should be saying, mind if I ask you a couple questions just to get a feel of your hair, where you're hoping to go with it? You're opening a loop, they're leaning in. Okay. Instead of when somebody reaches out to you goes, how much? You might go, oh, it can cost anywhere between $500 to $1,500, but I wouldn't be able to tell you that until I have a consultation. You want to book a consultation? Ugh. Okay. So it's going to say something like this. Absolutely. Susan's name. So like Susan's name. Absolutely, Susan. The investment is a great question, and I'd want to know that as well. Acknowledge. I'll be totally transparent with you. The investment can vary drastically based on X factors, and then you're going to punch in your own factors. Again, these things can be edited. Like, it's going to put out a response, and then you're going to be a human. You're going to kind of slightly tweak it if you need to. Also, it's going to start to learn what you're doing too. Mind if I ask you a couple questions to get a solid understanding of what specifically you're looking for so I can present you with the correct options? Okay. You're then going to want to use discovery questions to build authority and safety. So examples, out of curiosity, what made you reach out now? What's been the most frustrating part of your hair lately? Have you ever had extensions before, or would this be a first? Let the bot serve these naturally, not like a form. Again, the generic ChatGPT will not do this. I have custom trained this thing to do this, okay? Don't rush the pitch, lead the solution. Only invite them to book once you know that you've asked 2 to 3 personal qualifying questions. Mirror back their situation in a way that makes them feel seen, make it feel custom and never generic. Then say, would you be opposed to coming in for a quick consult? And we always want to say, would you be opposed? Because we actually want them to psychologically say, no, I wouldn't be opposed. Because when people say no, it feels less salesy than saying yes. So like, would you be opposed to coming in for a quick consult? Would you be opposed to adding this onto your service? Would you be opposed to, I don't know, taking home this bottle of shampoo? Because it's just easier for human nature to be like, no, I wouldn't be opposed to adding that onto my service, okay? It softens the yes, and it gives them control. So what is blocking it for most of you guys, okay? You guys are losing probably between 30 to 50% of leads because you're jumping to your calendar link too soon, sending your Calendly, your booking link. It kills trust. Fresha, Vagero, whatever you're using, okay? If they're still skeptical, they will not click. Let me say that again. If they are still skeptical, they will not click. The other thing, having credit cards or deposits turned on early, and I get it, you want to protect your time, but if you're not booked solid yet, requiring a deposit or card too soon can scare off people who aren't quite ready, okay? Yeah, you're protecting your time, but you're also blocking the flow. And if you are good with sales, and these are things that we help you with inside of our programs too, you're blocking your flow, okay? If you're still building, you need more momentum than protection, and just always having kind of like a what to do list if somebody doesn't show up of what you can power through in that 30 minutes, because you can get a lot of shit done in 30 minutes if you always have kind of a backup plan if they don't show. Not using emotional intelligent copy. So too many messages sound like templates or scripts. It doesn't sound like you, and it doesn't convert. So if you are in our live mastery programs, if you're in our mastery programs, you're going to get live support. If you were watching this and you were in our evergreen recorded programs and we didn't have our live programs when you entered, we now have live programs, which basically means you can jump on a call with me live weekly, every single week if you want to. Feel free to send me a message if that's something that you want to explore and chat with. If you're already inside the Evergreen Hub and this is where you're watching it, the ChatGPT link is in the description here. And if you are somebody who is just watching this training and you're not in any of our programs, send me a message because we can talk about what it looks like to get you into the hair startup system. Okay. We host so basically the weekly live calls that we are hosting, we talk about things like revealing real DM conversations, optimizing your chat strategies, helping you troubleshoot your challenges in real time, social media marketing, all that fun jazz. Okay. So message me, blah, blah, blah. I've already got on for that. So the thing is, like, and final reminder, you don't need to guess anymore. If you are here, it means you're not average. You are looking for more. Average stylists throw booking links and hope. You're here to guide the conversation. You're looking for a better way to convert. So empathy, intelligence, calm confidence, using the APQ framework, smarter questions, stop pitching too soon. And that's how you're going to get booked with ease and become the stylist that they trust before they ever sit in your chair. So I am going to drop my calendar link for you right here. If you are not in our program or you are in our program and you want to get access to our live programming, you can click this link and you can book a 30-minute call with me here. If you have any questions, you can also just send me a DM, whatever is easier for you guys, depending on my capacity at this point in time. This link is kind of my generic kind of sales calendar consult strategy call type link. So depending on when you click on this link, how long this training has been up for, it may or may not work. But if it's not working and you're like, I need to get in your calendar or have questions, send me a message, just because I know this is going to be kind of an evergreen training that we are going to, hand out to many people. So you guys know where to find me. I am all over social media, feel free to always send me an email as well. But for right now, that link does work. And I will see you hopefully on the inside or in a call. Let me know if you have any questions.